Alright, down to like the good bulk of my list, and that would be the semi-limits, so I'll let you go first.
A lot of my semi-limits are based more on bringing things back into the game, into the fray of things, rather than hitting other things down. I think that tour guide to 2, definitely. The card is just retarded at 3. There's no arguing that.
I agree.
And I could go on for 10 minutes about how bad it is at 1.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, they hit Tengu, and Tour Guide's a much better card than that.
Seriously, to anybody who is feeling bold and wants to try it, you try playing that deck with 1 tour guide. I played the entire September format last year with 1 tour guide, because it was all I owned at the time. And let's just say a lot of hands consisted of Sandcan, and then tour guide. Because remember, this is before Bus's release.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really what I would replace the 3rd tour guide with if it got semi-limited.
I agree. If anything, they would semi-limit Tour Guide to make us play Bus.
Yeah, I still get a little smile when I read that Christmas poem they have on their website about Tour Bus.
That was one of the few good things on that website. That and their Grappa articles.
Yeah. Grappa can burn in hell.
Don't worry, they probably fired him. What else do you got for semis?
I also think that really the only one of my 3s to 2s, the rest are really 1s to 2s. Things that I just think deserve to get bumped up to help older decks. I think that Agent of Mystery Earth was a completely unnecessary limit.
Agreed.
I realized what agents were doing at the time in Japan, but it's like, really, Earth? Wasn't it, Hyperion who was really wrecking shit?
Hyperion probably should have been the hit. Or even Christia the one, but then they stopped playing Christia, so.
Yeah. I also think that Book of Moon should go to 2.
I'm not going to argue that.
It's a trend that I've noticed looking at prior lists. Book of Moon gets really, really heavily played, the way it was in September of 2010. The last time it was at 3, it got limited. And now it's starting to see a drop-off of play. Very few decks are running it now. So then they bump it back up to 3. It takes us a couple years to realize, oh wow, Book of Moon's fucking amazing again. Let's play it to get 3 again. Oh, it's going to go back down to 1. Then it falls out of flavor, goes back to 3. Then it gets popular again and goes back to 1. It's a very vicious cycle.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one.
Pot of Avarice used to go in the same cycle, but now it's just too good.
Uh-huh. A lot of stupid people.
I also think that Mizuki should go to 2. I definitely don't think it's a wrecker by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm really interested to see what Exceed Zombies can do when TCG gets more rank 4s.
I mean, they got some stuff that works off of them. What, blue-blooded Oni, red-blooded Oni?
Yes, but Red Blood's terrible.
Oh, I don't even know what that thing does.
Blue Blood's really good, though.
Yeah, like, give those decks a chance.
I also think that both Black Whirlwind and Kalut should move up. Or Gale. No, Black Whirlwind should be the one that stays at 1. Gale and Kalut should move up. I think their logic behind limiting Kalut was just so flawed. I realized it was to stop the OCG's Black Boner, but they limited Honest in the same list. And so we're comparing Honest to Kalut. The only thing similar is how their effects work, and in which substep.
And the decks that they work with.
Blackwing monsters, all light monsters. 1400 attack, whatever you're battling. Can be summoned and just brought back to the hand, can be summoned and you lose it.
I'm iffy on Kalut, but I do agree that Blackwings do need some stuff.
That's really all I have, so...
Let's see. Mine were Rescue Rabbit, Tour Guide, Pulsar Dragon, Red MD, Centipede, Atum, Zen Mighty, Mizuki. I got Whirlwind, Gale, Chaos Worker, Formula Synchron, Debris, Earth, TG Striker, and Mirror Force.
I think TG Striker should just go to 3.
I guess, but that might be too much for them. But I do agree that Earth and Striker, they should be taken off at 1 because there's no point in keeping them there.
All I can say about Debris Dragon and Formula Synchron is, oh god, yes.
Well, realistically, the only thing, we only have Dandelion, we don't have Glow Bulb. Glow Bulb cannot come back.
Yes,
so
it can.
There goes like one of your main ways of making Formula Synchron.
Yes,
Fishborg's still gone.
That one deserves it.
I mean, what will you really reasonably use to make your Formula Synchron? Normal summon effect failure? I mean, I think
you leave that to my channel to discuss that. I will I will be the one to.
All right. But Debris Dragon too. I mean, you've only got Dandelion, and I think they could come back to 2. I would not be against it. Mizuki again, give zombies a chance. Tour Guide, it's stupid at 3. Put it 2. Pulsar Dragon, and then I guess an attempt to hit Chaos Dragon. I think if you make the game slower and allow back row to be played, the deck will have trouble because it hates stun decks. I mean, they say they poop all over heroes. Frankly, I don't like it when I'm seeing bottomless PT, prison, warnings and stuff. I mean, there's only so much 3 Lila and 2 Raikou can do because you don't main deck MSTs.
Well, I agree with that. I just think that Red MD should go to 1 because, quite frankly, I know your reasonings. I understand. I understand you play dragons, but. And I realize it's not super OP in Disaster, which I think is an actual cool dragon deck. But by taking Red MD down to 1, you're hurting Chaos Dragon and you're hurting Heretics in one convenient hit, rather than hitting a bunch of different cards. Because 1 Red MD, no Gustav Max.
And that's the reason why I think they might not put him to 1 is so that they can make Gustav Max playable. Because the way I see it is, Red MD is a powerful card, but he's not a limited to 1 card. He's not a game stealer like Dark Armed or BLS are. I compare him to that of Christia. Too good at 3, but at 1 is just a bit too much. I mean, his limitations is that he only works with dragons. He's not a splashable boss monster like other boss monsters. But I can see where you're getting at.
But he's got, number 1, he's got laughably easy summoning conditions. And revive any dragon for no cost? Sure, let's stick an 1,000 life point cost on it, then it's balanced. But for free? Including things like Stardust and Scrap? I'm sorry, but no.
I love Scrap Dragon looping. I'm not gonna argue that one, but let's see. I got Rabbit on 2 because I think they'll go about the same route with Rescue Cat. 3 is too much, so they'll do 2. If it's still too broken, they'll put it at 1, and then they'll probably stay there because Rescue Rabbit is not ban worthy like Cat. Because you have to run vanillas. At least with Cat, you wouldn't be alright. Oh, I drew my Dark Soul. Well, crap. I guess I'll set it and search out a Fultro and that kind of stuff. And then my last one, which probably raised a couple eyebrows, is Mirror Force. Honestly, it's worse than Torrential Tribute now. It's too slow. You have to hope to God your opponent doesn't space it, and then you have to hope they attack into it. I think it could actually go to 2, and it would.
You realize you're also putting space to 1.
Yeah, that is true.
Conflicting opinions.
Well,
the reason no one runs Mirror Force now is because Inzectors. But if we myrtleize them.
That's true. I think though it might, and I wouldn't be too against that because it would stop deter people from field spamming because they're like, oh, did I get his 2 forces out of the way? I better not commit a whole bunch of monsters just yet.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't QQ about it.
So I think that's gonna be my wild card pick, along with what they unban. Okay, so then we get to the unlimited cards, and I'll start with mine, and they are Marshmallow because it's terrible. Summoner Monk because it's not doing anything. Destiny Draw because keeping it at 2 now is pointless. And then Malicious because it's, just to make go with D-Draw. I mean, as long as we don't put Dark Arm to 2 and E-Telly to 3 and other bullshit shenanigans, I don't think we will have a full revival of Taladad. I mean, Alora's still at 1. You don't have Goyo.
Rhoda's at 1.
Was Rhoda at 2 for Teledad?
Rhoda was at 3.
What?
Yeah.
They had Rhoda at 3 for that long?
Yeah, and Crush legal.
What was I missing out on? Yeah, I'll let you go with your limits too.
I definitely agree on the D-Draw Malicious thing. I've heard people around locals QQing about it because, oh, it'd be so broken. No, it wouldn't. Let's be honest, what would run it? What would it do at 3? People are gonna make rank 6s. Oh no, wait, you gotta banish one before you can get another one. People are just gonna summon it and let it die to get. No wait, it's level 6.
The only deck I can think of that immediately benefits would be Fortune Lady Heroes.
Monarchs.
Oh yeah, Monarchs too.
There's one good thing Monarchs could do with it, and you'd be committing all of your militias to one turn.
True.
Just to get one rank 6.
The only way that wouldn't really work, you would have to go malicious, drop a Caius, and then drop an Illusion Snatch, and then get your malicious, and then maybe you could do like some kind of stuff. But even then,
It's situational.
Very much.
To say the least. And I mean, come on, Monarchs? Yeah, let's throw Monarchs a bone.
Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, now we'll just like kick off with the fun part of this list, the unbans.
Because it's a September list.
Okay, so I'm gonna go start with my unbans, and they are first off, Dark Magician of Chaos to 1, Tsukiyomi to anything, Magician of Faith to 1, Thousand Eyes Restrict to 1, Metamorphosis to 1, and Tribe Infecting Virus to 1, then Spore to 3.
I really hope you mean some of those, not all of those. You ever been the victim of a Magician of Faith Tsukiyomi flip-flop with Heavy Storm? There's your no back row.
Well, I admit I wasn't around for like some of these formats, but I think that...
Oh, I've just experienced it since trying GOAT format again. Yeah.
Well, my mistake there, but I think though that Tsukiyomi doesn't really need to be on there anymore. I mean,
absolutely.
It costs a normal sum to do that, and we've got stuff now. You can't just priority. Oh no, gotta get a cough drops there, man. Yeah, there's that. We got Chain, we got Chalice, TT, that too. I mean, I think Tsukiyomi itself might not do as much damage as it used to. Faith is a bit iffy. I think they're gonna unban either Faith.
Provided a lot of the stupid spells get banned, I guess I'm okay with that.
I mean, I've got Reborn banned on here, so that's why I unbanned.
And Pot of Stupidity.
Yeah. If they don't ban Reborn or Pot though, then Faith does not come back. But I think they're gonna either unban Faith or they're gonna unban DMOC so they can give Prophecy support.
As for Thousand Eyes Restricted Metamorphosis, again, one of the two, not both.
I think though, I think a Thousand Eyes might be easier to deal with than before though, because we got more monster hate and effect negation.
I realize that, but a lot of the time, that's not the one I'm iffy about. Metamorphosis is the one I'm iffy about. Because with Tragodia, you can basically go into whatever the hell you want.
That's true. Tragodia wasn't a card back then.
No, it wasn't. Nor was Nichiria Exterio a card.
Oh god, I didn't even think of that. Okay, well, you know what? I'll change that right now. Thousand Eyes can come back and Metamorphosis can stay banned, so there you go, you debunked my idea.
Yep. As for Tribe, sure, cost you a card in your hand.
Yeah, the only thing I'm iffy about this is that Tribe triggers Atlanteans. So you could theoretically pitch an Atlantean marksman to pop your opponent's monsters and then pop their face down card.
But it would be really funny if you were playing against an Aqua based deck, because he's Aqua, so he'd kill himself.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
So, I mean, they might test the waters with this, and if he's too good,
I see what you did there.
Oh, yes. But yeah, they might just test it at first, and if Tribe Infecting Virus is too powerful, they'll just ban him again in March. I mean, they did that with, what? Reborn? They banned it, unbanned it, banned it again.
Oh, Breaker's the perfect example of that. That thing flip-flopped between 1 and 0 every other list. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0 for like 5-6 years.
And Sork, he was like 1, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 3, yeah.
Then 0, and then 1 again, and then 2, and then 0, and then 1, 2, and then now 3.
Yeah. And then I've got Dark Magician of Chaos on here strictly as a replacement for Blackluster Soldier because I don't think he is as broken as BLS. And the most powerful cards he can get back are the Trinity. But even then, you have to Tribute Summon it. There's no Dimension Fusion. You'd have to play stuff like Return to get it back, or you have to use DDR to get it back, which costs you a card out of your hand. So you wouldn't really be plussing in that sense. And yeah, he's a spellcaster that can be searched out with Temperance of
My only real problem with him is that he's a 28 body that banishes when he kills.
that could be an issue. But
says a fuck you, Sangan.
yeah, but I think though he's not as bad as BLS because he'll just banish regardless, or he'll double attack, and he's 3,000.
Yep.
So.
And as for Sport of 3, oh god, yes.
There's no point in keeping on there if we keep Blow Up Ball banned because he's a free
Blow Up
summon.
and Sport of 3.
Obviously, well, we got it.
All of my plans.
Yeah. So that's it for my unbans. Your unbans.
I think just keeping it at Tsukiyomi and Spore is good enough. I really do. I can see the logic behind Dark Magician of Chaos.
And that would be the Konami thing to do, people.
It is a very, very powerful card. 3 other cards that I think could go to 3 that I never got to discuss before was number 1, first and foremost, Reborn Tengu.
I'm not too sure about that.
Tengu really had no business going to 2 in the first place. If you look at the list that Alan C. Pennington did, like when he explained the whole March list, Tengu, he was right, absolutely right about Tengu. Tengu went from literal best card in the game to unplayable in 8 months because of Exceeds.
Yeah.
And as for one I'd kind of be just curious about would be Reasoning and Monster Gate. I'd be curious about those.
Not if we're bringing back
Dark Magician of Chaos.
That and Mali plus D-Draw to 3, because then you'd be almost reviving DDT/Airblade. The only difference is there'd be only one Stratus, but still.
Yeah, Magnus would love it.
But I don't know. I mean, those Reasoning, Monster Gate also tributes Heretics.
Yeah, it does.
So they're like almost all monsters, so you're going to get something off of that. Tribute Sue, drop a S set, then special summon a vanilla.
Not to mention I don't know, Reasoning's kind of a cool card, especially with the different amounts of levels that people run in the game.
I run Monarchs. I play Reasoning.
Honestly, I would be calling 6.
Well, fuck.
Because who cares about it? You call 1, they hit a Treeborn K, it goes to the grave. It's a good thing.
But yeah, honestly though, as a whole, this ban list, I think Konami's going to have to really step up to the plate because this format pissed off everyone. And I know, I mean, yes, I got a regional top, but even then, it was in like a terrible format. This thing just got less fun and fun as the time went on. It's only really lulzy now because all of us are just playing shits and giggles decks. But otherwise,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are starting to quit this game for Magic, Pokemon, Vanguard, and I think that's even the case in the OCG. So people all around are just like fed up with how.
I have no idea how the OCG views things, but you remember all those guys from Winnipeg? Magnus told me every last one of them plays Pokemon now because they're sick of the format. Look at the way we all reacted. We all play Magic now here.
I mean, I've seen people compare this to the Dark Strike Fighter Synchrocat format or the Frog FTK format, and Konami like came down hard on those lists. So maybe they'll do that again here, and hopefully they'll slow this game down enough so that the new archetypes, Atlanteans, Prophecies, Madolches, that they will be able to compete because those decks are too slow for what we've got right now. And that is just pretty much everything I have to say in regards to this upcoming ban list. Any final thoughts from you?
I really do hope Konami can just frankly get their shit together. I absolutely agree when you said that a lot of this format really wasn't fun at all. I think Dunbar's experience when he went to regionals was just perfect. Guy, did you hear about that story?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah. He played in Zectors, turn 2 or 3 of game 1 and 2. He just got raffle stomped, like just murdered. Guy comes up to him after the match. That was pretty fun. You want to just sit down and play fun games? His reactions. That was fun for you? This was fun?
Pretty much. You have Baylor? No? Guess what? You lose. Yeah.
Do you have Gores? I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's why I think, I was watching Derek's videos yesterday. Dark Zane 1000.
Mm-hmm.
His thing on old cards really made me think. So I looked through my binder last night and I found a perfect card for my collection binder. I found the perfect card for Inzectors. Smoke Grenade of the Thief.
Oh, I think I know. I've heard about that.
Look at your opponent's hand and pitch something when it goes to the graveyard. It's an equip.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I don't know if it ever took off, but I do remember seeing some videos with that in action. Yeah, there are those random old cards that no one ever sees. I mean, look at this format. Who remembered Soul Taker for the longest of the time?
I know who did. Some guy at German regionals.
And then all of a sudden, Soul Taker became amazing. Forbidden Chalice became amazing.
Magnus texted me at like 1 in the morning or something. Dude, play Soul Takers. I'm like, the hell's a Soul Taker?
Took me a moment to realize what that did. Like, oh, it makes Pulsar miss timing. Awesome.
And Shining.
And Shining. I mean, we saw some weird, really strange things happen. I mean, Chaos Dragons, they came out of nowhere, pretty much. I mean, for all intents and purposes, that deck was bad at the beginning, and then Reed got it right, and the people neck decked it and like perfected it in Larg, and now it's like one of the best decks. I'm like, this format. Oh well, that's everything for this video. Hope you guys checked it out. I'm BlueStar899. This is Mega Monkey 666. Thank you all for watching. Until the next time, take care.